Good afternoon, everybody. Calm Biker here. Pushing my luck with a vlog at 50 miles an hour, but we'll see how it goes. I've just calmed down. This is my second run out to the hospital today, and the first one just annoyed me. It wasn't the ride. The ride was fine. In fact, the ride was brilliant. I got some cracking filtering practice because the road back into Beverley after I'd got back was absolutely chock-a-block. Now, the thing that annoyed me was that before I set off, I thought, I'm going to try out 720p again. I tried it before with a Drift HD, and I talked about my 720 versus 1080 video that I did. And I didn't like it on the HD because of the field of view, or field of vision, I don't know, FOV, whatever they call it, which on the Drift HD, 1080, it was 170 degrees, so almost kind of a side to side. But when you set it to 720p, it cut that right down to 127 degrees, I think it was. Essentially, I think it was just using a smaller part of the CCD, the sensor in the camera. I don't know for sure, but that's probably the reason. But I stumbled across the instructions. Clearly I'm male, I don't read instructions until something goes wrong, and I've tried to fix it 3 or 4 times without success. So I was looking at the instructions on the Ghost S, and I noticed that you could set the field of view for 1080 to a whole heap of settings, from about 90 degrees upwards to 160. It's not quite as wide as the original HD. But when you went down to 720p, it was fixed at 160 according to the instructions. So I'll give that a try, because, you know, even though I upload in 1080, in reality it's no better than 720 once it's been mangled half to death by YouTube's compression. So I thought, why not try 720? And I can either have smaller videos still recording at 60 frames a second, because I record at 1080 at 60 frames and then cut it down for YouTube to 30, or I could record about the same amount of time, but I could switch over to 120 frames a second for super slow-mo. You know, the slow motion should be amazing at that. And thought, well, I'll try that. So I switched that on, and I took Mrs. Calm to the hospital for volunteering work. And as I set off, the camera made a noise that I was unfamiliar with. It sounded like something out of Windows Vista or something, rather than the usual beeps and chirps. It went boo-doo, all echoey. Boo-doo. I thought, well, I don't recognise that. But the remote control said it was still recording, so I pulled around the corner, had a look at the camera, and the screen wouldn't come on. And it had a green light where it should have a red flashing one. So I tried to get the screen on, it wouldn't come on. Tried to switch the camera off, wouldn't switch off. Had to pull the battery out, put the battery back in, wouldn't switch back on again. As if the battery's dead. Don't know if the battery's dead or not. Put a different battery in, it would switch on. As soon as I started recording, 2 or 3 seconds later, now what's going on? And this time the camera had the red flashing light on as if it was recording, but it wouldn't stop recording, the screen wouldn't come on. I assume it's kind of crashed. I've gone the wrong way. Too busy talking. I think I'm going to work on autopilot. So it crashed again, and I just kept trying, and then eventually the screen came on and it just said, video corrupted, do you want to try and recover it? So I said yes. I thought, well, I better add, because I haven't emptied the card from yesterday. I had 5 videos, about 12 gigabytes of video on there from yesterday that I haven't emptied yet. I don't want to lose that. Luckily I haven't lost any of that. Well, at least the files were still there when I checked after getting back. I copied them all off. I haven't actually played any of them, so I don't know if they're working or not. But they do seem to be there still. Yeah, the only thing I can put it down to is before I came out, I started to copy the files off the card, And the Ghost S, I don't know if it does it on the Ghost as well, it does it on the S, it didn't do it on the HD. It puts little thumbnail files on, as well as the main videos. It's a little cut down low res version of the video. And what I always do is delete those, then move the other files off the camera onto my computer. And then the camera is empty again, ready for the next day out. But I hadn't had a chance, so I started doing that. I deleted the thumbnails, but I hadn't actually moved the files off before I had to go out, otherwise Mrs. C would be late. And the only thing I can think is that having the thumbnails missing, maybe it's using that to work out what the name of the next file should be. Getting it wrong because they're not there, realising it's about to overwrite a proper video file that I'd still left on there, and maybe that's what's caused the problem. So I just wonder, has anybody else had a similar problem? If you have, please let me know. And if you haven't, then I would suggest you don't do what I just did. But yeah, I moved the files off, and then I thought, just for extra safety, I'll format the card. So I formatted the card, and it seems to be working now. And if this video is on YouTube, then it is, or indeed was, at the time I recorded it. If this video isn't on YouTube because it didn't work, then maybe the camera's in bits after I've stamped on it in annoyance. I do still seem to be having battery problems though, with batteries seemingly discharging themselves at random. So I'm hoping that's not going to be an ongoing problem. She's not here. She's not ready. I must be early. I'm actually exactly on time, so maybe that's the problem. So I'll go around the car park once. So yeah, that's my tip of the day. Don't make the camera have files on it it doesn't expect, or be in a state it doesn't expect, because it seems to bugger it up. Anyway, so let me know if you've had a similar thing. So thank you all for watching. Ride safe, and let me know what you think of 720p, if it makes a difference, if you can see a difference in the size. And just for fun, let's do a slow motion. Nothing of action is happening anywhere, so I'll have to do a slow motion of something pointless, like these people walking. There you go, we'll slow-mo that. So thank you for watching, ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.